I coach women in the military because, well, for one, I am one, and I've been doing this for, I'll say, 13 years now in April. And we're just built different. We are. We have a different mindset, a different structure, a different set of goals that most people don't have. And fitness is imperative, it's life or death. Our jobs literally depend on how in shape we are. And it is what I feel my calling and my duty to make sure that women are the most prepared they can possibly be, especially with the rise of standards and changes in policies coming down our way in 2026. And so, if you're not preparing, if you're not taking this seriously, one, you need to ask yourself why. And two, you need to ask yourself what you can do about it. And I'm going to give you a bunch of reasons as to why my military fitness has worked, and I'm going to also give you a bunch of reasons as to why it hasn't. This channel is going to be vulnerable. It's going to drop a couple swear words. It's going to break down what I've done that's worked and what I've done that has showed nothing but failure and heartache. And I want to help you avoid the failures and heartaches and help you streamline to the success. So this video is going to outline why I'm doing what I'm doing and how I can help you essentially. We have several clients running through Rounds Complete right now, and honestly, I couldn't be any happier because the success that I've seen with these people isn't anything out of the ordinary. It's nothing new that I've created. It's just using evidence-based science. It's using accountability all throughout the week, checking in, leveling with people, being adaptable, being flexible, and coming up with solutions when life throws a curveball at you. That's what works. It is the framework, and it's been doing wonders for people. We have clients who are down 20 pounds in 3 months and dropping 5% body fat, saying that they've had the best Army fitness test that they've done since joining, essentially. And so I'm not going to take all the credit for that. It takes you to do the work, but it also takes a little bit of knowing what the heck you're doing so that you can walk away with a framework, with structure, with a plan, and not being left in the dust. Now I'm going to give a little bit on my background. I am a field artillery officer. I have been in the field artillery since 2016, and I joined in 2013, enlisted, so I've gone enlisted and officer side, and so I have a pretty good breadth of knowledge on how both sides work. If you're enlisted, don't hate me. I'm one of the cool officers, okay? I promise you. I will say, I started this program because I knew that there was a better way to go about training women. I knew there was a better way to help women instead of just casting them off to the side when they weren't doing well or forcing them to do 2-a-days or starve themselves. I've seen it. I've seen the worst possible solutions handed to us, and it just breaks us down even more and then makes us feel like more colossal pieces of crap. And then that's when people get out, and that's a whole retention and readiness issue in itself. So we're solving systemic issues here, people. I will be vulnerable and say that I lived with an eating disorder for the majority of my high school and college time. So I'm going to say about 10 years I had an eating disorder, and I thought that starving myself or completely removing any sort of joy in food was the way to go, that doing 2-a-days for upwards of 3+ hours of training a day was the way to do it, on top of trying to be in school, on top of trying to do ROTC and the National Guard and be an athlete and all this stuff. It was just too much. So my hormones went to complete crap. And it wasn't until recently that I started actually kind of starting to feel normal-ish, as normal as we can be, right? And I never want another person, for that matter, to have to feel like they have to do that just to meet standards. I was well above standards. I was just a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs back then and felt like I needed to go above and beyond in everything and all things. I mean, you also don't walk away with 5 high PT test achievement awards in the course of your military career by half-assing things, right? But I can only say that 2 of those high PT awards have been when I've been in a healthy mind state. And I'll explain to you how I got there. So, for years, I just beat myself to the ground. and I always wanted to outshine everybody, which, sure, you win an award, you kind of outshine some people, but on the inside is very dark. Um, I battled a lot of demons, and we all battle our demons. We all have demons, right? And like they still creep up on us in adulthood. And as I went further along in college, as I went into my active duty career, that transferred over into decreasing my overall mental capacity. My mental health took a really bad turn when I went to artillery school, and I kind of lost sight of who I was for a long time. And I gained a ton of weight. I gained a ton of weight my senior year when I got injured and injured my back. So I went from being on one end with like my drill sergeants and my ROTC cadre being like, we are so afraid that you're about to break because you are a spine, to holy crap, you are busting through your uniform. What the hell is happening to you? You're not going to make height and weight. To be on both sides of that spectrum is terrifying in itself. You don't know who you are. You're not operating in a healthy mind state. And so I carried all of that with me to my active duty career, and my mental health took a ginormous nosedive, and I became a liability. Like, I will say I was a liability. Second Lieutenant Michael was not in her prime. I will say that. And I made a lot of mistakes, and my body broke. I got sick a ton. I was injured. Like, everything that you didn't want to happen to you in your active duty career happened to me. And some of it was by my own mistakes, and some of it was just by nature of the game. And I had a hard time adapting to it. And I felt very alone through that college to, active duty career, because I don't think anybody truly understood what I was going through, and nobody could help me. And so I felt as though I had to figure this out on my own. And honestly, if I would have had Captain Michael, 31-year-old me, intervene on my own behalf as a young girl, I probably wouldn't have gone through a lot of the stuff that I've been through. And although experience kind of helps shapes who you are today, right? Like, I might not have this mindset to be as, passionate about helping people, but certainly would have avoided a lot of pain, heartache, disappointment in myself, disappointment in my leadership in me. And I want to never ever hear another story of somebody feeling like they were left in the dark and mentally struggled, physically struggled, and felt like there was no hope for them. And I want to be the advocate for that woman who feels like she's the piece of crap or the dirtbag, right? Because that's how I felt. And there's no worse feeling than being the black sheep in an organization of several hundred people. And so I've taken all of the knowledge I've gained from my strength and conditioning certifications, my master's degree, my ongoing PhD journey, all of the coaching positions I've held, from Army Olympians to individual athletes to working with entire Army brigades to this online space now. I have made it my goal to be the subject matter expert in military fitness, especially for women. And so through all the programs I've created, I've made sure that they are geared towards women. And I have a couple guys too. I make sure that I gear them towards their physical capabilities, but I shape all of my programs to your specific needs. I come and meet you where you're at. I don't care if you're not the PT stud. I don't want you to be. Otherwise, you don't need me. I want you to be the person who says, "Hey, I need help. I struggle here. I struggle here. This is my weak point. I need some accountability. I don't know what to eat." Like, I can give you all of that. And it's been working for several people. And I couldn't be happier with the progress that some of my clients have made. Just simply, one, giving a shit. Two, having a plan. Three, taking extreme ownership of the entire process. Now, if this is you, if you feel like you've been kind of left in the dark, you're afraid of the new fitness standards and how it could impact your career, you're not really sure where to start, you're having trouble staying accountable and on track, I get it. I totally get it. I've been in your boots for a very long time. I've laced them up, picked up the ruck, and I started walking. I'm going to tell you what works. I'm going to show you what doesn't work. And you're going to come out a much, much better service member and family member, community member on the other side. So if this resonates with you, please follow the link. Hit me up. I'd be happy to work with you. And let's get you rounds complete.